Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Well, here we are at Hamvention 2025, walking in just a few minutes before 9, and here we are, the Hamvention crowds are lined up way out there in the back, coming in through two lines. I just picked up my media pass, which gives me a parking pass right across from the main gate. So that's great.
Hi there.
Hi there. I can't shoot that. It's in the sun. What are you selling? Nikon 206 Mark II 2G. That was the last version of the Mini. Good.
It's a good radio.
490.
And it
with a
comes
tuner.
with all the other stuff.
Wow.
So that's a good deal.
Oh, hope you sell it.
Thank you very much.
Morning. Mike, WHCI, the voice of Hamvention. So what are you excited about this year here?
Well, I'm just excited. Right now the sun's shining. Everybody has smiles on their face.
That's right.
Seems like everything's clicking well. Flea market sold out. Inside exhibits are sold out. We're expecting about 35,000 people, but we got room for them all.
You bet.
It's never going to feel that crowded here. And there's really good camaraderie, it seems, between hams from all over the world. So, yeah, I'm excited to see people again.
So somebody who's just got their technician license, what would they benefit by coming here?
Oh, we got some great forums.
Okay.
And I would say that if you are coming here, you want to look at some of the forums and then stretch a little bit and then, and dream a little bit and see where it is you want to go to. And there's a whole lot that can be done with a technician license. I mean, 10 meters.
10 meters is hot.
It's hot right now. So you might want to look at some of the 10 meter equipment. And there's some great vendors in there.
Yeah.
I mean, the vendors are, they go all out in really first class booths. Most of them are not booths, which is some tables
Sure.
around. They are very well done. Staffed with people to take care of your questions. And if I was a new tech coming here, I'd be going around and asking questions. I'd be finding what forum I want to go to. Yeah.
You bet. Well, thank you very much, and have a great convention.
Thank you for coming.
All right, Mike.
73.
Official Hamvention t-shirts. I'm headed into Forum 3 here, which is the DX Marathon. It's a year-long contest, and I participated in 2024, and I'm deep into it for this year. I think I'm up to 204 DX on FT8, so go in here and learn some more.
First of all, right now, it's the fastest growing ham radio program in our hobby today. We've grown nearly 100% over the last couple of years. I have a vision to continue to grow it, and that's why I'm going to try to do some special things to get people introduced to the program. My greatest challenge, and I'm just following up on what I just said, is getting the word out. Once people understand what this does, what it can do for you, and try it, they're hooked on it. They get hooked on it because it is a lot of fun, and I'll explain that. Okay. All right, what is it? Let's summarize it. From the 30,000 foot level, it's an annual DXCC WAZ chase. What does that mean? There's 340 DXCC entities, and what we do is we add 6 to that to work all Europe to make 346. Each one is a point. From January 1st to December 31st, each one you work on any band, and I'll go through that in a second, is 1 point, okay? There's no multipliers, there's no confirmations, there's no LOTW confirmations, no club log. We trust you. It's an honesty program because we're really providing, we consider you guys our customers and our participants. We're providing you with a service or a tool that you can do to do some self-evaluation, or you can compete, whatever you want to do. It's an excellent excuse to get on the air, okay? As I said, I'll say it a number of times, if you're the competitive type, we have competition, big time. But if you're like I was, I didn't want to be in a contest, that's why we call it a program. I wanted to just see how I was doing year to year, okay? And I can say for 7 consecutive years, each year I did better. And to me, that was gratifying. in terms of the number of DXCC entities and zones I work. That means I was spending a little more time on the air. I was improving my station parameters. I love CW. I was probably improving my CW skills. And most importantly, working DX is just not working a station and logging it. There's some verification that goes along with that. There's pirates out there. You gotta log these calls accurately. I can't tell you, and I'll show you in a minute, how many broken calls we have because you're not taking care of how you log a contact. There's a lot of things going on to make a consummate DXer. So what we're trying to do is help people along, and the feedback we give back to you, everybody that participates gets an email after the program, and it shows you where you made mistakes. So each year, you can improve your practices in operating DX. No complicated rules. I'm going to show you our webpage. Go read the rules. Very simple. And again, I said it was a year-long global event. That's what it is. Okay.
Once again, this is a great antenna right now. 6 years from now, this will be the second worst antenna you can ever build because it's 10 meters, and we know what happens every 11 years as we go through the cycle. Probably not the best, but like I said, once again, people will go, why would you build a off-center fed half-wave dipole for 10 meters? You could just build a 10-meter vertical dipole or a half-wave or whatever. Look, I like just building antennas, and that's what I'm trying to say here. Look like
That was an interesting talk from Mark with the DX Marathon and from Salty Walt with all his antennas and verticals and his ARL book. I think now we're going to go into the convention halls and take a look. Walked in hallway 3, lots of laptops there. We're going to go over to the far wall here, work our way around. Bits and pieces, adapters. You always need this stuff. There you go, jewelry for your tower. And here's Chris from Buddy Poe making it happen. Hey, how's it going? Yeah.
How are you, man?
Good.
Good.
Things good?
Been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's new?
It just walked off our Power Pro device. Yeah.
Somebody took off with it, huh?
Well, here it comes back.
Oh, okay.
They wanted to see. Somebody asked if it was visible in bright light. I'm like, well, let's
Wow.
go see, because I didn't know. And the answer is, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You can see it in bright light.
Yeah. We're taking our Power Mini solar controller, and then which is a PWM device, and now we have an MPPT.
Okay.
Solar controller, and it's also does most of the functionality of our Power Plus device, which we've had for a few years. That's a battery backup, a UPS, so running your home station. So we can run into the new Power Pro, we can run a power supply coming in, we can hook up a panel at the same time, a solar panel, or not, and then you can choose what output. The output selects at the top, and you can set it to auto. It'll default to the DC power supply coming in, but it's charging a battery at the same time. It's keeping a battery charged up. And we have all the controls, over voltage, under voltage. You can set all that yourself, choose from different battery chemistries. It's a lot of devices into one. And that one is very close.
I was going to say. I was going to say price and delivery.
Yeah. So we're thinking $329 as the introductory price, and should be first part of July.
Okay.
We're looking at right now. Yeah.
Close. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Randy.
Julian from Ham Radio Outlet.
Yeah, formerly Ham Nation.
Yeah.
How's it going, Randy?
Doing good. So, what's happening here at Hamvention?
Well, it's been pretty crowded. I think it's quietening down a little bit for lunch break. So.
Yeah. Okay. 11:30.
Yeah.
You have to go out and get your pork sandwich.
Yeah, I think it's like $20 or $30 or something.
Oh my God!
So maybe not.
Have to have convention center tube steak then.
Yeah, that's right. So what's new with you and Ham Nation and K7AGE.com, I believe it is, right?
Well, I don't have a .com, just my channel. I go on Ham Nation maybe once a month, so not really regular. I've been doing a lot with the DX Marathon. this last year. So that's a year-long contest to see how many DX CCs you can work and how many CQ zones. So 24 ended up, I think, with about 236, no, about maybe 236 and 39 out of the 40 zones.
Wow. And that's on which modes are you looking at?
I'm using FT8.
FT8? Okay, yeah. I'm a fan of FT8. I know lots of people will say it's not ham radio.
Yeah.
But you still got to make a station. You still got to make it work.
Well, you have all these different software programs watching and alerting you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I think it's great. I love FT8. So other than that, business as usual. Ham Radio Outlet is selling stuff over there.
Okay.
We've got the new FTX Field.
You sold out yet?
Very close. I mean, I think we got something like 400 of them in.
Yeah.
And I think we brought 25 to the show.
Well, you can have FedEx bring in some more for tomorrow.
Well, I don't know that we have any more after that. So, I mean, don't quote me on this, he says on video.
You snooze, you lose, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're online, place an order if you want it. If you're here, place an order. You'll get it as soon as the next shipment comes in. So, yeah, it's always good to be first.
All right. Well, thank you. It's good seeing you. All right.
Good to see you, man. Take care.
Ham Radio Workbench crew. Hey.
Hello, Randy.
Hello. How's it going?
Nice to meet you in person, man.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. And finally, the weather seems to be a little bit cooler now.
Yeah, it's clouding up, I think, so making it nice. So.
Yeah, right on. Are you enjoying the event?
Yeah, I sat through the DX Marathon talk this morning. And Salty Walt, he just has that new ARL book. He did a talk, really good. His drawings are just wonderful.
Yes.
All hand drawn. Yeah. It reminds me of the Don Lancaster books. Remember that Radio Shack used to sell?
Yeah. Right on. Very cool.
Yeah. So you guys busy in here?
We are.
Yeah.
Hi, Randy.
I recognize that voice.
That's me.
Oh, well, you must have a tagline, Paul.
Ham
Radio
Workbench, helping you spend money you didn't know you needed to for 20-some years or whatever.
And we're damn good at it.
And we're damn good at it.
There you go. And Mark over here. Now he's got his bag of chips.
How y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Are you live streaming or recording?
Recording.
Okay.
Yeah, there's enough live streamers. And,
fair enough.
Yeah. I don't need to complicate my day.
Any questions I can answer?
Just a quick elevator spiel. What you got here?
So these are common mode current choke test rigs. You know what a common mode current choke is? It's a balun you put at the feed point of your antenna, right? Kind of looks like this sometimes.
Yep.
Measuring these is difficult because it's all operating on the outside of the coax. But the VNA you would use to measure it is on the inside of the coax. So you need to set something that will take the signal from the inside, put it on the outside, let you measure it, and then put it back on the inside for the VNA. And that's what these do.
Oh yeah, for the guys that say, how many turns do I need? Well, you don't have to guess anymore. You can put 5 on there, measure it. No, that's not the place I want it to be.
Spoiler, I can tell you right now that 5 is too many.
Too many.
Because you will have a lot of mutual capacitance between the turns.
And then it starts
getting
couple
resonant.
out.
Yeah. So this one down here, this design is a really good design. It's only 2 loops, which is 3 turns, because a turn qualifies for how many times it goes through the center. So that's a 3-turn loop with 1 ferrite around the common point.
Yeah.
This right here is a very good common mode current choke, but it only has so much attenuation.
Sure.
That's why we had a second one in series. And the inductance in series adds.
Right.
Capacitance in series divides. Right? So by putting multiples of these in series like this, you're actually making it less resonant.
Yeah.
Because you're skewing all of that reactance toward the impedance side.
And you only know that if you measure it.
And you only know that if you measure it.
Yeah.
So this is the product that I've had for years. It's the RF version with all of the coax ports on it and everything. Just this year, I'm releasing the digital version.
Oh.
If you're getting RF into your Ethernet cables or your USB cables or audio cables,
oh boy,
you want to build a choke on those cables as well. and this will let you measure those chokes.
So you can finally make your laptop work into your IC705 with a USB cable.
Yep. So I when I first installed my Flex radio, I set it up. I was super excited. I hit transmit, and the whole thing disconnected from the network.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? Turns out my antenna is directly above my shack, and it got into the Ethernet cable and kicked the Flex off the radio. So I wrapped the Ethernet cable around a toroid. Problem went away. This device will let you measure those chokes.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Here's George, the station controller.
As many modules as you want, because they're all individually addressable.
Okay.
So if you wanted 10 GPIO modules, just change the dip switch and you got 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get as many as you want. And to change the UI, all you do is go into Node-RED, you take that flow for that module, cut it and paste it, change the address, and then you're done. And that's all there is to it. The antenna relay module is 4 ports, 100 watts. It'll actually handle more than that. We rate it for 100 watts. I've got guys using 200-300 watts on it. It's a single pole 4-position coax relay. This will work fine on HF and 6, but above that it starts to have too much loss. And so we made a 2-port VHF UHF module. So if you ever get into VHF contesting, you want to switch from a vertical to a Yagi or whatever, then you'd use one of those. And it's compatible with the whole system. The watt meter module allows you to plug in 2 different RF sensors.
Okay.
They're WaveNode sensors. You just buy the sensor by themselves from WaveNode. It supports HF 2 kilowatts, HF 60 watts, VHF UHF 300 watts. And you can plug in either one and you configure which port has what sensor. And again, you can have as many sensors as you want. You can have as many antenna switches as you want. It just expands from there. The user interface is all Node-RED. So this is just a standard set of widgets that you'd commonly find in Node-RED. You can, when we supply it, like with the ones we have here, it comes with the SD card, the OS is installed, Node-RED's installed, the flow's installed. You literally take these out of the bag, you plug them together, you apply power and network, and in a minute you'll see the IP address of the unit. You point your browser to it and you're on the air.
Gotcha. Here at ScanMaster, one of the interesting things is this remote control for the scanner.
Radios in a stack plus the scanner. I'm looking at the scanner out of the stack and functionality difference between the 436 and the 100.
If somebody calls you a big dummy, well, maybe this is what they mean. 2,500 watt dummy. Here's the ECU that everybody's going gaga about.
Oh, 19, yeah. So tell me about it.
It's closest to the 710, which 710.
Okay, close up. I'm going to swing it around here. So we can look at the back side. That's what a lot of people are interested in. This has got, looks like the battery on it. There's the BNCs and a couple other connectors with caps on them. So the snap mechanism. Very popular.
Hey Randy, how
Hi.
are you doing?
Good. Everybody's got to get a close-up.
All my buddies are going to want to see
That's
it.
right. The line for Yaesu hats is no line. I've seen this in the past where it's been, 100 feet long. I have so many Yaesu hats, I'm passing. And here's the Gigaparts booth. There you go, your hats and your name badges. And people in line.
I'm Randy too.
Ah, hi Randy.
What do you mean on the 7610 it actually says like 10W. Or if you dial it up it'll say 25W. On the 776
Right.
on the 60 but not on the 10.
Yes.
So if I'm at the regular
Part of the ARL booth. Okay, what do we got going here? Yeah.
All right, this is the Aurora radio. It's a 500-watt transceiver.
Okay.
It's got an integrated power supply, antenna tuner,
Okay.
transmitter, and receiver in one 18-pound box.
Wow.
It's a high-efficiency transmitter, so it plugs straight into your wall. Only needs 120 volt.
Okay.
So all you need to set it up is plug it into the wall, plug it in your antenna, turn it on.
Cool. So price and delivery?
So we sell multiple models similar to our other models.
Okay.
So there's the 1 SCU and the 2 SCU, also M model and non-M. They start at $61.99.
Okay, and goes up. Okay.
Yep. And then delivery will start Q4 this year.
Okay. Thank you. Got the brick on the key here. The old Alpha, huh? I said the old Alpha trick, huh?
Yeah.
How long has that been on there today?
Since 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's
So if you're feeling some heat, the power supply is on this side.
Yeah.
Where you'd expect the heat to be coming from the PA on this side, it's pretty much completely cool.
yeah, it's well, just warm to the touch. This is
Don't touch that. That's hot enough to boil water
yeah.
right now. We've got these little thermal cameras so you can visualize it here. So if I point that on the dummy load, I got 212, 213 is what I saw there maximum. So if I pointed at this, by comparison, this is almost completely cool. If I get that off there completely, it adjusts a little bit. So I've got the highest temperature I see back here, 118 right now. So, you're not going to burn yourself on it, whereas you would on that.
So are the rib guys excited about this?
I hope so. I think it's a really cool radio for exactly that.
Yeah. Goes in that box.
It makes
Cool.
the expeditions logistically much less
500. So yeah. They carry a flex and an Elecraft amp or something in there? Or?
We don't recommend using this with an external amp, just in case it won't accept 500 watts of input. You might damage something.
User beware.
Yes.
Thank you.
Buyer beware.
So we can go over here to the signal right there.
Here's the Summit Racing DX Engineering. Summit Racing is the father of DX Engineering. So this has been tricked out. We got the snorkel on here. Lights on the top. Here's the inside. Looks like a 5100 up there, and maybe not sure what that is. 857 maybe.
Those are sure.
Sure.
Make a cardboard cutout first.
Some other radio down here.
I had one in the LJ before, and I'm just too tall for it.
So they have a huge booth here on both sides of the aisle. Everything you can imagine. Just get your Visa card out.
I believe the way I did this when we were sitting in a booth back at the Harrah Arena is
about 10 years ago.
My ham radio hero, K7AGE.
And this is Gary, K4AAQ.
Howdy.
Howdy. Long time no see.
It's been a while.
I listen to your pods and stuff.
And I see yours.
Yeah, thank you.
Mutual Admiration Society.
Yeah, you're still using that same camera, I think, from years ago. I have one of those, but I've progressed to this one. So
I bought the thing for my phone, the gimbal and stuff.
Yeah.
It is so finicky and delicate.
Yeah.
And the battery doesn't last.
Sure.
What they're designed for is that little camera.
This is just so handy because it's in my pocket now.
And its picture's probably better than my big camera.
Oh, usually when I'm editing, I get into the proc controls and always tweak the brightness and contrast on like almost every clip, so I don't have to do that with this. So,
all right.
The tricks of video production.
So I kind of expected to be seeing media people flooding this place, but it's really a small presence.
I haven't really run across the gang yet. I don't know if they're all at the Flex booth first thing and the Yaesu booth first thing, climbing over each other? Or?
I actually ran into Josh and Jason and Kyle all out in the flea market, all in one little cluster.
Oh, okay.
So that's where you missed them.
Yeah, they're all doing their live thing probably. And
Actually, they're complaining they can't do live because the signal's bad. But I went on live from in here on T-Mobile with Google Fi and it worked good.
Well, they need a Starlink Mini in their backpack and be done with it.
So we're going to be on your channel later?
Oh, when I get home.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'll edit it when I get home.
And when I get back to the hotel, I'm wiped out.
So what's the name of your YouTube channel now?
K7AGE.
All right. And Ham Radio Now.
Ham Radio Now, yeah.
Where's your wireless mic?
They're in my pocket. I think that'll do all right.
Ham Radio Now.
No, they're in this thing,
Oh, Ham Radio Now.
Well, it's great seeing you, Gary.
Good to see you, Randy.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Going to the YouTuber thing Saturday night?
Yes. We left the fairgrounds and we've gone down to the VOA Museum. You can see out back all the towers for the ham. Looks like a big tri-band beam up and a 6-meter beam and a satellite station, and we'll go inside. This is what the place looked like. Control building, transmitters. This was the switch building with the transmission lines that went out to the curtain antennas and to a lot of these rhombic antennas. And here's a picture that kind of maybe shows it a little bit better than the model. But those a lot of big towers, a lot of rhombics, all that's gone. This would be some of the big curtain arrays. All these vertical wires all fed and phased together for the direction control and also different frequencies they could operate at. This is the control room that controlled the transmitters. They didn't do any origination out of here, so everything came in by phone lines, and then it was patched in or routed to the whatever transmitter, depending on where in the world it had to go to. Here's the message dated November 14th, final transmission. This is confirmed that the last broadcast we made from the Bethany station today, November 14th at 13:30 EST. Please congratulate the staff for more than 50 years of exceptional service to the United States and millions of people worldwide who listen to the broadcast from your iconic facility. This is the AC power distribution, so they could feed the facility and the various transmitters, either from Cincinnati or from Dayton. This is what the transmitter hall looked like. And the transmitters are up on these elevated areas. Paul Crosley called this room the Temple of Radio. Crosley had so many things. Here's his car. And they manufacture refrigerators. This one here even had a radio in it. A 1949 AM/FM radio photograph television console. See the record player down in the drawer. Here's a 1937 hair growing machine. Using the helmet, the unit pulled and released a vacuum, thus massaged the scalp for better circulation and hair growth. Used daily by Powell Crosley Jr., Fred Astaire, and many others. Eventually, the government asked for the product to be removed because hair growth was not proven. Another big Crosley radio.
Space Age name, appropriate for a forward-thinking broadcast group that continues to build and grow on a rich heritage of broadcast tradition. Broadcasting, a business of entertainment. Halco Broadcasting's Midwestern Hayride has been a country music institution since 1945. Hosted by Dean Richards, a veteran performer, the show brings together an array of outstanding talent. Bonnie Lou, the sweetheart of the Hayride. the Hometowners Quartet, the Lucky Pennies, a lively instrumental group.
This is the Crosley WLWO shortwave transmitter. See, when was this built? 1922 to 1940. Really pretty. Tubes and a tank circuit. Big capacitor. Clunk. Seen this before when I was here a few years ago. Big, one of the big transmitters. Trying to look, see. This is a Collins. This is a 250,000 watt. Final amplifier. Final amplifier, vapor cooling, double boiler. Cool the tubes. PA power supply. There's two of these PA filament transformers, 10 volts at 300 amps. This was a tuning unit, so they could vary the output frequency. So remotely adjustable, vacuum variable capacitor, 3 to 1200 puffs at 40 kilovolts, 26 vacuum variable capacitors in a pi network. This shows the, looks like the belts that connected it all together. And some of the tubes here, 100 kilowatt tube, another 100 kilowatt, 62, 82 pounds, a 35 kilowatt air-cooled tube, various capacitors, tube socket for one of these 100 kilowatt tubes with all these fingers here to make contacts with the rings on the tube to connect to the internal elements. Here's a 1 second resistive step start. So this was basically a surge protector. So when you turn it on, you get 1 second going through the resistors, kind of get the capacitors and stuff starting to be charged up, and then they would switch into bypass. And they have a room for amateur radio. On the left here is the personal transmitter of R.J. Rockwell, the VP of Engineering for Crosley. His ham transmitter. Here we have a Collins Model 30K 500 watt CW 375 AM, 80 to 10 meters using 2 coils. First amateur radio transmitter made by Collins after World War II. And some Collins receivers. There's an R390 style. Thousands of those things were built. So from right to left, we have Harmelin, National, Johnson. Looks like some night kit from Allied Radio. Some military stuff in the bottom. A bunch of Heath kits. It's a pretty much novice level stuff. DX60 there, the green one with the white meter and the matching receiver. Big collection of R.L. Drake. It was made here in Miamisburg, Ohio, which is kind of in the neighborhood. Another whole cabinet full of stuff. These here is what was known as the Drake 4-line. The receiver, there's 2, those are all receivers. Oh, the one on the right is a transmitter. Some transceivers below it there. Drake sold a lot of C-band equipment, television stuff back in the C-band days, back in the 80s and 90s for commercial and in-home use. Telecrafters SX101. My dad had had one similar to that. I don't think that's the original knob though. And a bunch of Collins. So KWM1 transceiver on the left, a KWM2. They made thousands of those. Then various S-line components. Receiver on the left, transmitter on the right. Amplifier on the right down there. Well, they're not on the radio tonight. Got things disconnected. Big storm due to come in. They have what it looks like a 7300 here. And we have a KPH 1500 Elecraft and an ICOM 7610. This station. And we got an FTDX 101D and another KPA 1500 amplifier Elecraft. All right, well, we're leaving. That was just a quick look-see in there, and they're expecting a storm, so the antennas were disconnected from the radio, so we weren't able to get on the air. So we'll be back at Hamvention in the morning. Well, it's Saturday morning. Started off the morning with the Ham Nation forum, and then stayed there and listened to a couple of the DX forums that were going on about some of the couple of the DXpeditions. And now we're wandering around again. And over here at the ICOM booth, I see George, W5JDX, is interviewing Ray. Let's take a look.
Waiting, but I never got a letter in the mail or a phone call saying you won one.
I didn't know that there was a contest to win one.
Around.
Come on, get in the camera.
Get in the camera range.
No
Get
one
mine going.
No one wants to look at me.
There you are.
Do you think? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, you got to tilt that up.
Are you on a tight schedule?
Who's on a tight schedule?
Let the camera guys see that one.
Yeah.
See, he can point and click.
Okay. We're about to look at this new setup here.
Oh, you need one.
You need
too.
Oh. Ray, we need a pair.
I don't know. I like my 7610. That's really a good, solid radio.
Well, are you going to come to Oshkosh?
No.
Oh man, we're going to be using one of these at Oshkosh.
Oh boy, yeah.
So a lot easier to move around. Just take the head out and operate using the head.
Yeah, picking up the 7851 that takes two guys to get it out of the shipping case. So that's a big radio. But I'll try and work you guys though.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I'll let you continue with George.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Ray. Thanks, George. Buddy Paul.
It is.
It's good to see you.
I'm just having fun every day.
You're walking around like all of us now, kind of, chilling over.
I am. You know what? I don't have to be either, but I've walked for 42 years now. I've walked every day.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, I've had a dog, and I'm looking down at that dog all the time. And now I can still pull my shoulders up, but without the dog, I can walk, and I think, hey. Raise your gaze.
Yeah.
If you raise your gaze, you can walk straighter.
That's right.
So I should do that. So how's Randy doing?
I'm doing good.
Great, wonderful.
Yeah, I just been busy doing a lot of DX marathon stuff,
Good
the year long, and
that's wonderful.
I did well over 200, and I had one of the 40 zones deleted, but last year. But
oh my gosh!
But started by January 5th. I'd worked another 100 DX to start over.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you got to start over.
Yeah,
I like to start over.
Yeah.
I've got 288 on my tricycle. 288.
288?
Yeah, on my tricycle.
On your tricycle? Which bands?
It's 20 through 10 mostly. 20 through 10. Yeah, but I'm running a buddy pole hex beam.
On your bicycle?
Well, I have a mast and tripod.
Okay.
And at 85, I can still pick it up. It's only 10 pounds, so I can still pick it up and put it up about 15 feet above the ground.
Okay.
And I've got a worm gear in the top of the tripod, and I've got a 1 pound motor from Amazon on that. 2 wires come down to the trike. I stay away from it because of the RF, about 15 feet or so. But I can push that rocker button, also from Amazon, and that thing just turns around.
Oh my God.
It's really fun. You point it to the East Coast and say, hey guys, wait a minute. And I say, now I'm in South America. Now I'm in Thailand. And they say, whoop, I lost you at Thailand. Isn't that fun?
Oh, cool. So what modes? Is it mostly sideband?
Yeah, mostly sideband, but I do have a key on my knee.
Yeah.
So if I want to run my paddle, I can do that really quickly.
I thought I was doing good from a home station.
Yeah, well, the bands have been good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, until the last month or so. 10 is just kind of dropping off now.
That's what all the forums say when you talk about propagation.
Yeah.
We're headed down the hill.
Our group called HFQSO is an activity group.
Yeah.
And I've got moderators in Europe and South, in all over the United States, and down into New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah.
But the Australian guy in the last month, we've had a hard time because he can hear guys in the States, I can't hear them to help him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So is this a gang on 17 meters?
17, 15, 12, and 10. It's
Oh,
always
okay.
it's on HFQSO.
HFQSO, look it up.
You don't even need to have .com with it because
Okay.
there's so many guys in it.
Okay. Oh, thanks. It's great to see you. Have a good
Before you do
convention.
none of this, check the other side. Okay. We're
Hey,
good.
Booth.
Here's my
Adam.
If you want something a little easier to build, this does have a surface mount capacitor in it.
So there's, oh, I see. So that's the antenna part.
Yeah, so I don't include the wire. The winders are on
There's a Hardy's whole soul running, carrying his FTDX10 around, roped onto his back.
Oh, that is not it. Needle of persuasion. Flux. Oh, go ahead. Pull away. There you go. Now let's turn it over. Before you do none of this, check the other side. Okay, we're good. The reason why I say check the other side, sometimes it falls out.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.